Hello, I am your new favorite, JJ Caballero, and this is MonoStereoVideo, a podcast about movie music. I'm a songwriter, producer, DJ, while my usual co-host, Casey Goins, the lovely Goins, is an amazing hairstylist, a salon owner, and my partner in life. And this is a podcast about movie music. We love movies, and this is the perfect excuse to talk to each other about music and movies. I'm solo today. It's a solo episode. I'm trying something new. The audio it probably sounds different to regular listeners of the program. I will say that if this is your first episode, if you haven't listened to any episodes of MonoStereoVideo before, this might be the wrong one to start with. This is a Monster of the Week episode. I call these Monsters of the Week. They're in between episodes, in between the discussions about the full soundtracks, so I can give updates on things, so I can just, talk about stuff. Past ones, I've just ranted for a while. This one, I'm going to try to go through a little music news, a little movie news. I'm going to give a little bit of a primer on our next subject for the podcast as well. But if you're looking to listen about soundtracks, like the previous episode, we talked about Tron. Previous to that, we talked about The Shining. Our previous series was about the movie music of Wendy Carlos. So check that one out because it's awesome. She made some sick music for movies, and you're going to want to hear about that. Some of the most downloaded episodes, I want to say the Twilight Breaking Dawn episode for sure, the first Twilight episode for sure, because we covered the Twilight soundtracks. The Spawn episode gets a lot of downloads. The first episode, Trainspotting, gets a lot of downloads. That's pretty cool too. I've seen an uptick in the Fantastic Mr. Fox episode, so that's pretty cool. It's weird because certain episodes have ticks in listens at certain points, and I think sometimes it corresponds to like when people see things or things that are coming out. I think the Tron stuff had a bump because there's been a lot of Tron Ares news lately. I mean, just like casting announcements. I've been seeing on social media that people are posting video of whatever is being filmed. There's been like street sightings of them filming and such, so that's been pretty cool. The other thing about this episode, this Monster of the Week episode, is I'm recording it on a Zoom, and I was too lazy to set up my normal microphone. I had a show this past week in which I tore everything down because I had to go live and do things. So I have my new work headset, which is like a gamer headset, which is pretty rad. The headphones are huge, and the microphone, I believe it's pretty cool. So you let me know how it sounds. The other thing that I'm doing with this episode is that I am testing out filming and listening and watching and scrolling and sharing on a screen to test out things for the future of this podcast. So I've been another update. I have been speaking about recently about creating a Patreon for our show, and looking into it, I realized that Patreon, it's got a certain vibe. It's got a certain set of people that are on there. It's got a certain thing going on. I think it's a little more corporate. It's a little more that you gotta abide by certain things, and there's a lot more stuff that it's limited, but it's not limited, but it's limited in the things that it does. And what we want to do, I think, would work better under Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi or Coffee, ko-fi. So ko-fi.com/monostereovideo is the new link. So I've been talking about that in terms of us having some sort of donation tier, because running this podcast, it does cost. It does cost. And there are costs, aside from time editing, time recording, time figuring things out, time researching, and coming up with so we're a DIY operation. So we come up with all the design is us, all the bookings and stuff are me and us. And we go, having to go through everything that we need to go through is us. And it's pretty, there's costs that are involved. And in order to combat some of those costs, we are relying a little bit on the love of our show from our patronage. And you all are the reason we do this. Aside from just liking doing this, aside from just the love of talking about music and movies, if we didn't have listeners, I would have stopped a while back. And we have listeners, and that's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty neat to have people listen to you do the things that you like to do. All of that said, we wanted to have some way to donate to the show. We also wanted to offer you something too. So Ko-Fi is a platform where we can run donation campaigns. We can also sell merch on there when we're ready to sell some merch. We can also provide extra content for people on a tiered level as far as if they want to making continuous donations to us and do things like that. So that's what we're going to do. So with that, Ko-Fi, ko-fi, ko-fi.com/MonoStereoVideo, and boom, that's the page. You could, as little or as much as you'd like to donate to us, we would greatly appreciate it. That'd be amazing if you could share that. If you could just share this podcast with people that you think would like it. If you could share the podcast with people that you think like movies or like music and need some sort of, I don't know, outside opinion on things that maybe, who knows what anybody needs anymore. I don't know. But either way, that's what's going on here. And I thank you for your patience in me trying to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. It's taken me a while to kind of figure that. It's taken me a while to build up the nerve to actually ask for money from you guys, because we all know how it is in this world, and it's wild. But if we get a few listeners that can help us out, it'll help us continue on doing what we want to do, and it'll be a much more enjoyable experience for everybody involved. So thank you very much for listening to me on that. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Thank you very much, everybody, for always listening to the podcast. Always remember to follow us at MonoStereoVideo on the social medias at _JJCABALLERO. Casey is at Casey is Harry. Deep Cuts _EP is another handle we have as well. www.jjcaballero.com, where it's all summed up there. All right. So next series is the movie music of Daniel Lopatin, Oneohtrix Point Never. Hell yeah. I've been wanting to do this one. He was kind of a central figure in me thinking about these soundtracks and what people do, all that stuff. I wanted to cover him for a while, and we found like a good solid little chunk of time in which we could do that. And the movies are up to straight. Well, okay. So some of the stuff is up, and some of the movies are up, and some of his involvement in stuff is up. It's out and available widely on the internet, kind of easy. We're going to cover Good Time. We're going to cover Uncut Gems, and we're going to potentially cover The Curse, the series. That one it's going to happen in some capacity, but we may need a little time to do that one, I think. But other two, Uncut Gems and Good Time, super stoked to watch them again. I don't know if you've ever or never seen them before, but Good Time it's Benny Safdie and Robert Pattinson in two wild roles. It's a heart race. It makes your heart race, and it's a heart race. I don't know. And Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler plays a jewel dealer with a gambling problem, like a fucking super fucking hardcore gambling problem. That shit's crazy. That one's super stressful. They're both super stressful movies. it's if you watched or if you listened to our Trent Reznor Atticus Ross series, the least watched film and the least listened to episode in that run is Waves, the I want to say 2019 film with Taylor Russell. That one has the same type of anxiety inducing vibe as both Good Time. So I'm warning you ahead of time. Awesome movies, really cool, visually astonishing. Like just the way that these dudes film is great. Music, awesome. It's like I'm gonna go. We're gonna talk about it on these episodes, but all of it together as pieces of art. You just have to look at it like that. Have some sort of objective idea of what you're about to watch. If you haven't seen them before, if you've seen them before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Which hopefully might make this a little bit easier for you, a little bit easier to digest because you've seen it before. I mean, for me, I'm pretty nervous about watching them again because the first time I saw them. Bro, I was so fucking like, oh shit. I was so tight. My little butthole was just fucking so tight. So I mean, fair warning to you all, but they're very good movies, very good soundtracks. We're gonna cover them, and The Curse also. So Good Time and Uncut Gems, I believe, are on Max, HBO, what have you. They're also widely available to rent and stuff too. And I'm sure if you torrent things, you'll probably be able to find one. The Curse is a Showtime show. We subscribe to Paramount Plus with Showtime added on. So that's how we were able to watch the show. That one is a collaborative effort, a collaborative album. And we'll talk about the collaboration on that and how Daniel Lopatin is tied to it all and all that shit. So that's the next series. Series after that, I'm working on, but I have to finalize what the films are. The idea is pretty cool. Not gonna pat myself in the back too hard, but the idea is another thing that we've been wanting to do. We're just kind of like going for it right now. We're just kind of going for it. We're kind of like the things that we wanted to do. We're just gonna do like one right after the other. I wanted to do Trent Reznor. We did Trent Reznor. I wanted to do Wendy Carlos. We did Wendy Carlos. I wanted to do Twilight. We did fucking Twilight. I wanted to do these dudes. We're working on these dudes' music and movies. So there's other things that we wanted to do, and as we go along too, ideas are popping up. So that's pretty cool, taking these ideas down. I want to say, if you have ideas for the podcast and episodes and maybe like some soundtracks that you want to throw out there, reach out to us at MonoStereoVideo on Instagram. Okay, on Instagram. I recently picked my threads back up at _JJCABALLERO. That's my threads. If you want to check it out. I recently tried it again. I'm giving it another try. But yeah, reach out to us on the MonoStereoVideo Instagram if you think of any certain soundtracks. Maybe we might talk to you on that episode about that soundtrack. Who knows? Who knows what's up? We're not above doing that. We're very, we're normal people doing normal people things. With that said, there's some movie music news that I wanted to check out. This first one, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, and more are Lego minifigures in the trailer for Pharrell Williams' new movie called Piece by Piece. Let's check this shit out. I don't know, the Lego movies are pretty awesome. The Lego movies have been pretty consistent. Lego Movie 1, I think I saw part 2. The Lego Batman movie, hilarious. They're super funny. The way they adapt the adult humor to childish shit, like it just shows you that there's not a much of a separation between children and adults, really. Like, the way that we laugh, the way that we look at the world and stuff, it's not much, we're all naive in very many things, and adults just think they know much more shit. Probably, obviously they do for the most part, but kids are fucking smart and they pick up on shit and they adapt it real quick and they're very creative. And I love that these Lego movies can kind of like join that and do that to people. So that's cool. This, I mean, you know, I love, I do love the music of Pharrell. I do love the music of the Neptunes. Pharrell, as time goes by and you learn more about the man, you learn he's kind of shit to work with. He's himself in like a lawsuit right now with Neptune partner Chad Hugo, which seemed like a partnership that was like never, it would never fail. They've done so many records together, and Chad Hugo's having this like renaissance as people are giving him his flowers, so to speak, recently. He's had, he's releasing sample packs. He's doing a lot more production on his own. But I'm like, now that I look back at it, maybe some of that production on his own, maybe these things were probably indicators of maybe a rift growing. Pharrell is just super fucking famous now. Like, he's just such a famous fucking guy. He's just a famous guy now. He's a meme himself. He's not a real person anymore, kind of. Like, it just, I'm kind of fucking, I'm over him. I think I'm over him. And this movie, like, there's nothing in this movie that, like, it's just the fact that it's a Lego, but, it looks cute. Like, but I mean, who cares about Legos recording music, I guess? Like, who really gives a shit about that? I don't, all these ads. Pitchfork is a horrible website now because of the ads, because it's been sold and bought out. And yeah, it's just, look at this scroll. It's so slow. Ew. Let me see how this, I'm going to play a little bit of this trailer here. Let's check it out.
Go ahead on the set.
Hey, Pharrell.
Hey, how you doing, man? It'd be cool is if we told my story with Lego pieces.
Seriously?
Yes.
Lego.
Just be open.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
When I was a kid,
That's pretty cute.
I knew I was different. And people would say, oh, that's an odd child. And that crushed my spirit. But I loved music. It was mesmerizing to me. I would see beautiful hues of light cascading. I just thought that's what all black kids did, stared into the speaker like, whoa. Music was just coming out of me. I need to show the world what I can do.
Alright, Pharrell, I need help on this rap.
Yes, sir. It's pretty simple. Just let it bounce.
He just went in the room and freestyled it.
It's Teddy, ready with the 1-2 check.
All I cared about was making my own music, but people just said,
No.
I wasn't ready.
So it's an actual biopic just told through Legos. Like, it's like an actual biopic.
You can't be me, I'm a rock star.
This song is ridiculous.
Who did that?
Pharrell.
Okay, like, I'm gonna stop it there. That's cool, I guess. Like, what if we tell my story with Legos? Okay, concept. But the thing about the fucking Lego movies is that, like, it's such a different world than ours. So you're just doing a Lego movie with like Lego versions of our world. That seems a little boring. It just seems a little bleh and dry. It was like the scene of fucking Virginia, the beach, like school, like records, like just him in a Lego room, him in a Lego house. There's cooler things to watch that do that too in a more creative way. There's like Lego creators, actual Lego creators out there that like do cool stuff with this. I don't know. I might watch it when it's streaming, maybe, but man, I couldn't even get through this fucking trailer. That's crazy, huh? Yeah, no, not for me. Oh my gosh. Okay, Tom Waits reunites with Jim Jarmusch for a new film called Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. Oh, cool. Cate Blanchett, Adam Driver, and Charlotte Rampling. Oh, Cate Blanchett and Adam Driver and Tom Waits in a Jim Jarmusch movie. It's the next one since The Dead Don't Die. So Tom Waits will star along Cate Blanchett, Adam Driver, Charlotte Rampling, and Mayim Bialik in Jim Jarmusch's new movie, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. The follow-up to Dead Don't Die. It's a comedy interwoven with threads of melancholy, told as the triptych. Cool. India Moore and Lucas Sabat have also joined the cast. All right, cool. The film is set to finish this year. Just an announcement there. All right. Bruce Springsteen documentary. Hasn't there been enough of those? There's so many fucking Bruce Springsteen documentaries. There's enough of them. It's broken down every bit of. He's broken down every bit of his life in documentary form. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, this is nothing new. It's just Disney trying to get more from you. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. All you had to say was Cynthia Erivo, and I checked the fuck out. Becoming Led Zeppelin documentary set for theatrical release. Oh, cool. I mean, that's cool. I don't know if there's ever been like a thorough Led Zeppelin documentary that wasn't The Song Remains the Same, and that's like a documentary concert with filmic. We should cover that. We should cover rock movies. But we should cover that. We should cover The Wall. That's another. Hell yeah. I am making a note of that. Good. See, told you. We come up with the fucking episode ideas all the time here on Mono Stereo Video, which is why you should keep, subscribed, help us out. Also, okay, I also want to bring this up in the middle of all this. We want to keep the show ad-free. In order to do that, we need to do things like selling merch. We need to do things like getting the little donation tier going on. So that is also very much a reason why going to Ko-Fi and not just submitting to the ad monster, that I really don't want to do that. I really don't. Okay, that's enough. That's enough music news. Oneohtrix Point Never, OPN, also known as Daniel Lopatin, who was born on July 25th, 1982. He's an electronic music producer. He's a composer. He sings. He writes music as Oneohtrix Point Never. He's kind of like the founder of vaporwave as a genre. He's done tons of like albums, mixtapes, early releases or early EPs and such. Some of those which were gathered together for larger projects and released as such and stuff, because I think there's a lot of stuff that he released online, but also stuff that he released through like tapes. He's one of these people that will release music under different names. So it's like Chuck Person, Danya Shapes, KGB Man, Sunset Corpse are some of his aliases, which is pretty cool. I like that idea. That's a neat idea. Let's see. He was born and raised in Massachusetts, son of a Russian Jewish immigrants from the Soviet Union with musical backgrounds. His father had a wide music collection and a Roland Juno 60. That's pretty rad. He started his career around 2007. He's named after Boston radio station Magic 106.7, so Oneohtrix Point Never. He said in an interview that that's what he used to say when he was a kid. So I don't know. Do with that what you will. Tons of records, like good stuff too. It's vaporwave. I can't even I don't know how else to describe it. It's like wild sounds, some rhythms, lots of processed analog sounds. Anytime he uses a voice, there's some sort of process on top of that and as well. He's worked with people like Tim Hecker. He's done music for people. So he's worked on records by Caroline Polachek. He's done music for her. The last record, she had one of like a song. It's like his version's released on his album Magic Oneohtrix Point Never, and then her version is released on her album. That was pretty cool. Let's see. He's also toured with Nine Inch Nails. He supported Nine Inch Nails on their tour with Soundgarden as a replacement. For Death Grips. Wow, that's pretty rad. Let's see. Okay, so this is where it gets wonky. His soundtrack work is the only reason we're covering those three things, he did do a soundtrack for a film called Partisan in 2015. Let's see, that movie starred Vincent Cassel, and it was directed by Ariel Kleiman. It's an Australian film. It premiered at the 2015 Sundance Film Festival. I've been looking everywhere for that soundtrack, and I can't find that shit. The movie itself is available to stream on Tubi. Maybe we might do that as like an extra thing. That'd be pretty fun to do as a little extra thing. We can probably do that. I'll see what's up. We might do that as an extra thing, maybe on our Ko-Fi page. That's another reason to check that out. Check out ko-fi.com/monostereovideo. Okay. But yeah, so he did this music, which I couldn't find. I could find the trailer, and I could find like, there's like the beginning and ending of that song, but like whatever beginning ending tunes are on that, that's what's there. He also contributed movie music and score stuff to The Bling Ring. We might cover that. We might cover that because of Sofia Coppola. Like, I want to cover Sofia Coppola's stuff, so I'm gonna save that for the Sofia Coppola series that will potentially happen. Probably closer than you might think. Who knows? He's done work for FKA Twigs. He also did a phenomenal job working with The Weeknd on his album. So he did 2 songs on After Hours, and he then worked with The Weeknd on Dawn FM for like 13 songs. He toured with The Weeknd throughout that. He played as the Weeknd's band during the halftime show. That was pretty awesome. Like, whatever you think about the Weeknd, I know Casey doesn't like The Weeknd. Casey very much like is not a Weeknd fan. So, but those albums are very, very good, very cinematic. He makes very cinematic music. That's why this adapts so well to film. The films that he's working on, they're a collaboration with the Safdie brothers. I mean, we're gonna go into more detail though, but Josh and Ben Safdie, both from New York, independent filmmakers. Their eye right now is amazing. They themselves, so I was kind of troubled on how to develop this series because like I didn't know if I should go through all of their episodes, all of their music on their movies. Same thing with Oneohtrix Point Never. I didn't know what to do. I just chose the ones that were pretty like immediate and prescient right now, maybe. So that's what I did. That's what I did there. Anyway, they've made tons of movies. I mean, not tons. They made a good amount of films that I haven't seen that I really want to see because Good Time and Uncut Gems are awesome. They're currently working on something, I think. Let's see. I know they've been working on a film. They're both doing stuff like not with each other anymore. I think they're doing solo careers. I think they just wanted to expand on that they're probably not going to work together anymore. But with that said, let's see. So Benny did that show, The Curse, which we'll talk about. It's pretty cool. Let's see. I mean, there's more detail to go into that stuff when we get to those episodes. But that's, these guys have a bunch of good movies and stuff. Other than that, guys, I think that might be the episode. Like, let's see. We watched Furiosa. I think we already talked about that. What else did we do recently? Oh, my birthday hat. So thank you very much for coming to the show last week. For those of you who came to the show, it was very fun. I had a great time. Very excited to play music live again. I've ordered some things to make my live playing a lot easier, and I think I'm going to continue to do more of that in the next coming year. So thank you for that. As well, oh shit, I fucking saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers from Side Stage. I was telling everybody they're my favorite band, but that I got the hookups because of people and watched them from the side of the stage. It was amazing. It was insane. I'm still exhausted from this weekend. It was my birthday weekend. We had a great time. Yeah, that's what's going on in MonoStereoVideo world. Let's see. I don't know if I had anything else to cover, guys. I am testing this video thing out I'm testing this microphone out so that I could work on bringing you guys some stuff that you can actually watch and you can enjoy watching and laughing at, or making fun of me, or feel some sort of that you were informed, feel like you were informed on something. If there's anything I could do with this, I that's why I wanted to try this out. So hopefully it works. I'm gonna listen back to it right now, watch it back right now, see how everything went. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for listening to Mono Stereo Video. You could find us at Mono Stereo Video on Instagram. You can find us at www.jjcaballero.com, at deepcuts_EP, at _JJCABALLERO. Get at us with your soundtrack suggestions because we're always taking those. And check out our Ko-Fi if you're able to donate and help us out in any way. That'd be awesome. We would love it, and we'll love you, and we'll do more for you on that end too. We're gonna work. We're developing, but that page is launched. It's out there for you guys. Thank you very much, and we will listen to you later.